Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. It's 101. It is Sunday, August 11, 2019. So I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you guys today. And I have to tell you before I begin that I'd done a masculine read for myself last night. And I had like 8 major arcana come up just in the main part of the read, which is, that never happens. Like, yeah, I get 5 pretty commonly, or maybe 6, and I've even seen 7 before, but I never get 8 or more major arcana. And there's 8 in the masculine read last night, and then right around midnight, I started crying my butt off, and then I did another read right after midnight, and there was no major arcana. So there's something huge came in last night for the masculine, and then it's like a tower moment where something divine comes in and then releases them to actually fix it on their own. So something like that came up last night in the switch from yesterday till to today. I definitely didn't get enough sleep last night, but I feel good now. Actually, I don't feel stressed or anything. Just a little bit that comes up from the read as I'm doing it. The day is the 11th, and that has to do with justice, and injustice definitely came up in the read today. And the day adds up to 31-4, which is that 5 of Wands, that expansion energy, the change, the fighting, the conflict, the competition, just the expansion. But the 31 is a 4, so that has to do with stability and stabilizing things. So we have the justice of the 11, which is a 2, and then the 31-4, which is also a 5 of Wands. All right, so we have injustice and the 5 of Wands. There's a lot of harsh energies coming out today, and that is reflected in the read today. And I want to preface the read as well by making sure you guys understand this is a general read. So not all of the information, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of cards, right? A lot of energy here. And this is for the whole Divine Masculine collective. So this has to do with the masculines and the feminines, and it's not going to relate to all of you. Some of it will have a lot of it relate to you. Some of it may have none of it relate to you. There are all different templates of the Divine Masculine. Some of them are very, everyone's addictions are different. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Some has to do with depriving themselves from things, and some have to do with overindulging themselves. So just because I say something about a Divine Masculine doesn't mean it's your Divine Masculine. All right? So it's for you to discern. And the other reason for all these different things coming up in the read are wounds for all of us to clear, because we all carry all of these templates and all of these wounds. We're still clearing the collective energies as well as our own for the masculines and the feminines of the Twin Flame community. You're always clearing for yourselves. So if it doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. Don't get yourself upset. But however, if it triggers you, then it's a wound in you that you need to heal. That's just how it is. So I'm going to get right into this because there's a lot to cover. I did pull 12 cards for the 12 signs as well today. It is a beautiful sunny day out today, this Sunday, August 11th. And let's see where we are here. Okay, so the main card, the Syrian Starseed deck, was cut at 8:31. So here we have that 31 again that the day adds up to, that 5 of Wands. Expansion, competition, conflict, all of that energy. Of the major arcana today, we had a lot again for the masculine this morning. And this was at 8:46 when I finished the deal. And 8 is the Strength card, 46 is the 6 of Cups, the children in the garden, okay, which is very much about the twins coming together in their inner children energy. The major arcana were the Great Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune, Indigo, which is like the Magician in this deck, the Chariot, Reflection, which is the Hermit, Star, and then after the read, Karma, which is Judgment, and Reason, which is the Emperor, came up, and before the read, Alchemy, which is like the Temperance card. So a lot of major arcana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the main read, 2 after and 1 before. There were 4 swords, so very swordy today, and 2 wands, that was it. No cups, no pentacles. The court cards were the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Swords. The Page of Cups came in before the read. The Page of Cups was reversed today. There weren't much in numbers at all today. The number 10 came up on the code line. There was no numerology card in the code line. Number 42 came up with the swords and the wands, and then 13, 35, and 57. That's it. All right, so 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 42 is the Two of Cups, 13 is the Death card, transition, transformation, 35 is the Wounded Warrior or Mary Magdalene energy, and then 57 is the Three of Swords. So it's very much about separation and ending energy here, right? Feeling defeated with the Wounded Warrior. And having to do with one-on-one relationships of the 42, of the Two of Cups, and destiny with the 10. So the message here, even though there was no numerology card, the message was very clear here. It was coming up, one of the topics for sure was fidelity to your twin, seeing the fidelity in the mass union. The 10 Commandments come up again as the test, in a sense. Okay? So I was also getting fee, fi, fo, fum, but also si, fi, fo, fum. All right? And si has to do with emotions, right? Fee has to do with money, and si has to do with the Christ consciousness with the C, but also the C of emotions. So fee, fi, fo, fum, or si, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Mass drama to the nth degree, with the Christ consciousness, the divine feminine energy, and the burden of the cross that we bear. This is our test. Also, it was coming up like fidelity mass, just like Christ or Christ Mass. It's a mass of fidelity to your twin, having to do with union and drama as well. The cross to bear. And I was also getting that it's our, not only just our test, but our Thoth test. So from Thoth. Also, a route to He Street, or the divine masculine. The street, which also can be sweet and saintly, okay? The route to the divine masculine's sainthood, okay? So any which way, the 10 Commandments were coming up, you being tested to come together for mass union, but to see the fidelity of it, the support of your union, the mass of it, just like you would go to mass at church, right? Come together as a group to support each other in your fidelity. Okay, so as we get into the read today, it starts out with the, sorry, where did I put my pointer? It starts out with the Ace of Swords here, which is reversed, okay? This is my yod. All right, so we have the Temperance card here, which is alchemy in this deck, which is reversed today, so impatience. This is that Page of Cups, or Page of Chalices, or Seeker of Chalices in this deck, which is reversed. And then the Five of Wands energy, which was upright. So again, we have that 31 energy of the Five of Wands. And then this is the Ace of Swords, which is reversed today. So that's where we're starting from. So the untruth of impatience. Was that upright? I'm sorry, it's not impatience. Actually, the Temperance card's upright today. So the untruth of temperance or patience of the Page of Cups, which is reversed though, which has to do with rejection. And then the Five of Wands of conflict, expansion, competition, and fighting, about lies, a split, or cutting to the chase. The Knight of Cups offers love to their betrayer, or to the one bleeding out, away from the one who holds back announcements, the truth, or holds their tongue, or is uninspired, or frustrated and having temper tantrums. Pulling the Truth card, or Excalibur, Jesse's got a gun comes up, a mass judgment. The divine feminine's inner child in the 5D meditation, the Queen of Pentacles with divine masculine lover reversed, or in other words, with no affection. The Knight of Cups goes back to the divine feminine. Well, actually, first back to the divine masculine. The feminine, like offering their love again back to the divine masculine. Not sharing or having been scammed by the devil now that the worst is over, imbalanced Capricorn, or one in debt, to one who released the swords from his back or gave him a massage. And then I was getting mass age. Ball and chain, inequity. So having to do with the marriage and the inequity in the relationship, the imbalanced relationship. The horny devil with bat wings, a marked man, plays Robin Hood to the needy in his spare time and hangs with his merry men who betray him, tied to him work and or in his marital contracts. The masculine suffering is binding. He agreed to it by contract. He wanted to suffer to pay back what he owes to the divine feminine. The worst is over is a lie he tells himself to get through each day. The devil's bliss trick to keep his slaves going in these lies. 3 children are coming up here, whether they're grown children, adults, the masculine, whoever it is, or actual children. 3 children are coming up, one with tantrums and uninspired, one verbal abuser or holding back information, and one who just loves. Reaping rewards, daydreaming of what will be, at war at the workplace within, defending his nobility, his high honors, religious ceremony or artistic showing, a negative past, a negative childhood or past life, or the past now returns and not working or misaligned and was foolish, lacking faith, overworking or not working, trying to force his will, falling from grace, a streetcar named Desire, couldn't take the heat, in childhood, someone who fell to their death or near-death experience due to heartbreak, divine masculine with a death wish due to unrequited love, or that he rejected someone who then killed themselves or failed attempt at suicide of himself or someone else in the past. And as I turned the page, it was 937. 9 is the Hermit and 37 is the King of Cups, unconditional love. So, or there could have been a traumatic accident where he was left to die, abandoned when Mother Mary came to him, speaking words of wisdom to let it be. So, and any of these things can happen in the past or could be more recent past as well. But now they're alive and fighting because all that takes him out of his head, all of the pain that he feels every day, fighting the sports every minute of the day, filled in order to avoid dealing with his own pain. No matter what honors he achieves, he will not feel worthy of it and will therefore shame himself again. Karmic may then threaten suicide to render him powerless, no longer bored, starting at the gate, over in love again and again, with a wind vane pointing up, bird feeder, sweets and tweets, left at the gate, all left at the gate when he gets home, separation of church and state. Leaves work to come home to strip tease with flame present. The rule is no work talk at home, so he can live 2 completely separate lives. Not accountable to partner at work, and at home he owns her, his property. Frustrated by fight, burning the past at the gate for injustice again, no new growth, starting over and over and over and over, always the same. Stepford wife or dominatrix, 3D dream girl, a lady in public, and the whore in the bedroom, right? Isn't that what all the men always say is the perfect woman? A perfect front or a perfect front woman, right? The perfect image, but no sex at home. No moderation, only drama, or perfect stability with no love. Or he's constantly proving he's worthy of her or her family's status or money, or working for her father or mother, married into worthiness. Or a trophy wife he can show off to his friends and prove his manhood to his friends. Or unending charities and service to prove their power couple status or savior status. Nothing to do with who they really are, or they love their work, but will lose it if they leave along with the perks. Not to mention the kids, wild and free, or kept in line, losing custody so the other parent could mold them, speak negatively about the other parent, which is another reason why they don't leave. Where is the love? That comes up. Or simply staying in a loveless marriage, for the kids, teaching them it's okay to sexually torture your twin and yourself and starve you both of your own love, as long as you're in the same house with your kids and giving to a million charities, looking like you are sacrificing a good person according to societal norms. Or you're the stud according to friends who doesn't know any different because his dad was the same way. So it's normal to him to be this way. But again, don't forget, divine masculines and feminines, if you're not with your twin, it's because you're not fully loving yourself yet, including me. So scissors and magnets and coin come up. And remember, coin, C-O-I-N, is another way of spelling Kohan, right? So of high intention, but also Kohan is Ko-Han Solo. Two co-pilots, the divine masculine and divine feminine. Scissors and magnets and coin out on the counter. The gate open as the divine masculine being directed by karmic. A celebration at home, instructing him on what to do, where to go. Divine masculines may be starting to draw a line there, reducing commitments or health status taken down again and again until they stop resisting what the universe is telling them. Slow down, be present. Feel what your body is telling you, what your higher self is trying to tell you. Frustrated, refusing to settle, fighting injustices will never find happiness. Wanting to be right is ego. The universal energies are much wiser. Allow the flow. Allow yourself love and happiness and joy. And who is the person you want to tell your best stories to? Synchronicities come up, and that's number 87. And underneath that was surrender, 91. And 87 reduces to the 15, which is the devil energy. 91 reduces to the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so the destined shadow side of you. But the masculine experiencing the surrender, and that could have had to do with all of those major arcana coming up last night. But then the synchronicities come up again. What are your synchronicities telling you? The gentle warning before the divine puts the hammer down. This is not a threat. It is energy correcting itself. If you don't do it in a balanced way yourself, then your hand is forced in order to clear the air and the path for you. Man has free will, but God has free bliss. Man's need to control blocks his bliss. Man has free will to try to control or surrender to bliss. It is always his choice. That is his free will. He usually chooses ego or control. This is where he is the low man on the totem pole. The dense bodies of the 3D and dense minds. The divine masculine getting realistic and dumping attachments that no longer serve, to start over in love and not settle this time. The Knight of Swords, or the Knight in Shining Armor, the Savior, or the student who never learns, an opportunist. And then the Queen of Wands, or the divine masculine is the one who is needy, and the Queen of Wands is the Knight in Shining Armor saving him again. She owns you, Madame Curie. Or the Queen of Wands with 2 kids, one with learning issues and the other is a rebel without a cause, or out to save the day, or moms and kids now preparing for the new school year. All the right schools, the right clothes, the right supplies, impressive students, so that the mother shines. And that's very Oriental, in the Oriental cultures, that you only prove your worth through your children's status. Or the divine masculine and karmic are split, and she has the kids. One is happy and one is not. Impatience and rejection, fights, competition, and lies. Difficult to get clarity here. The Queen of Wands dominating with the need to cut through the BS, to end the pain of the devil, the inequity of pain and bliss. Foolish behavior, lacking faith, offering love to the divine masculine after extreme pain and suffering and inequity of give and take. The devil, or just a Capricorn person, offers love to the divine masculine without affection, and the Queen of Pentacles is not sleeping, trying to rise above the past with their twin, or twin is returning from the past, and that's at 10:32. That's the Wheel of Fortune and the Journeyman, the 6 of Wands. And then as we turn the pages to 33 of the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself without reacting to the situation. The fallen angel rejected, shy or spoiled child, used to getting their way, conflicted, fighting, competing, expanding, and split and lies and videotapes, surrounded by liars except for the Knight of Cups, who keeps offering love over and over again no matter what. The worst now over for horny devil with marked crown, in debt or beholden to the one who always offered him love. A fall from grace in injustice, unfairness, and synchronicities, the Queen of Wands says is the devil's work, the synchronicities. Yet the synchronicities bring feelings of love to the masculine, and the karmic brings drama and lies. Recently, before I go into that, I'm going to show you the cards on the table. I didn't summarize all of the signs today, but we have the Ace of Swords. There's the underlying energy. The recent past is indigo. The foundation is the Knight of Swords, and he's actually reversed energy today. We have the Queen of Swords too, but she's upright. All right, so the recent past is indigo. The center is the Great Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, which you can't see, but then you have another one there on top with the Judgment card. The challenge is the Ten of Flames. The other underlying energies with the Queen of Wands there, very prevalent. And then we have the Chariot there, crowning the read. As we bridge over, we go to the reflection card, which is the Hermit, which is reversed energy today. And then the masculine seeing himself is the Three of Flames or the Three of Wands, which is reversed energy also, looking back or going back. And the Romance Angel cards there. And around the masculine, or how he's seen, is that Queen of Swords. She's upright with her handle on the switch. And then we have the Star as the challenge, or the blocks that they need to clear, which will also do with depression, because it's definitely reversed today. And then we end up with the Page of Swords or Page of Orbs, the Judgment card above it, which is upright, the Emperor above that, which is upright, and then the Seven of Crystals or Pentacles, which for me in this deck is the Divine Feminine's Heart. It is the E-Tower, like Rapunzel's tower, and that is upright as well. All right, and then the clarifiers that lead up to the Queen of Pentacles there at the top. And I had a few cards on the sidebar, but I had to put them away. But we'll get to those energies. There's just a few there. So getting to the rest of the read. So recently is the indigo energy reversed, insecure and manipulative, not feeling he has the tools needed, or physically doesn't have the tools, no affection, broken lovers, up nights rising above heartbreak and separation, finding peace in the King of Cups upright, but feeling like a failure. Or he may be finding peace in another person who's the King of Cups, them feeling like a failure, and the masculine finding peace in that. Having to do with third party, and may even be a father that he could never please, right? So he feels like his fall from grace, making his father upset, he's actually finding peace in that. You know, it's kind of like getting revenge on his dad for making him never feel good enough. But rising above heartbreak and separation, finding peace in the King of Cups, feeling like a failure, and then third-party gossip, overindulgences, antisocial behavior, no joy. The Divine Masculine's father or father-in-law and him, or him and his kids, or the lies about a suicide attempt, whether past or present. A few may have found out that a child is not theirs. The foundation here is the King of Swords reversed, looking or going back at or to insecurities and manipulations or manipulators, and thus judgment, a mass call to action, announcements displayed. Centrally is the Great Wheel of Fortune. The Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords, now this can be two people or it can be one person. It could be the Queen of Wands speaking, or it can be the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords, who can be anyone. They can be sisters, friends, it could be the karmic and the feminine, depending on your situation. But it's all about coming clean, about half-truths and or sneaky behavior, announcements to the Divine Feminines destined for peace, challenged by heavy burdens for the masculine of climbing up from the depths of despair, wanting to start over in love and not settle, all aligned, doing what he loves, but overworking, not working, and then powerless or financially drained by the injustice of a final judgment, or Divine Feminines announcing their truth all over, every one. Talking to themselves, destined to give peace to karmic, in father's unconditional love perhaps. challenged by a cross to bear, of the Queen of Cups performing in order to send a message to the devil or the Capricorn, the devil waving, or the Capricorn with injustice at his side, inequity and imbalance. Destined judgments and announcements that cause him to look bad, to suffering in silence, with ending two lovers, resisting, stubborn, refusing to move or work on it, the wounded warrior hiding behind the hermit, reversed, only offering an olive branch for romance when they're out in the cold and left behind, abandoned and destitute. Not working over the worst, no longer grounding and integrating at night. The sun and the moon in this read are both reversed. The dark hooded high priestess with cat and ankle bracelets, karmic death, transition, transformation here. At 11:01, Justice and the Magician. But the Magician energy is reversed in this read, which is very manipulative. Now crowning is the Chariot, upright in a bold move, powerful, travel, moving or ascension, or on the warpath, right? To ride in passionately over the rainbow bridge, running right over any false priestesses in his way to fantasy family, his destined legacy, right past any, promises of money and or the Queen of Wands. Standing up to the King of Cups, Little Red Riding Hood, off to grandmother's house we go. Karmic always running to the father whenever she doesn't get her way, or the King of Cups, whoever that may be, for her. On the road to abandonment and destitution, the prisoner or hostage rejected, shy or just spoiled by destiny, always getting her way, now needing to come clean about being drained or ill, or an illness she never told the Divine Masculine about to trap him into their relationship, or just drained here due to lies, stubbornness, laziness, refusal to work, spoiled by daddy, or opportunist, poor student, wounded warrior victim with a big head, never settling because daddy always gave her whatever she wished for, and now destitute of whatever, whether it's money, morals, love, offering an olive branch only when in dire straits, because she's never been there before. And that doesn't mean she's never suffered any pain or anything like that, but she just may be lucky, might have a great chart. And so things always come to her easily, but that is not a blessing, because then when things happen that she can't control, she's not really strong. She's just always gotten what she wanted. So she's not able to rise above. So the karmic could even reach out to a divine feminine, or try to use the divine feminine or a mother to bridge the gap between her and the divine masculine, always getting her way to banish the divine feminine, or a friend or a mother that doesn't give her what she wants. The King of Wands allowing her back, or vice versa with deception about home or union. A dark karmic or false twin or false soulmate transitions, not working. Soon is the Hermit reflecting and finding peace away from the King of Wands, or in the divine masculine, letting kids go back to their mother so he can face his injustice issues and not wanting to settle. Foolish to commit to dark past again, reaping rewards of never settling for second, and yet here he is settling for karmic situation while divine feminine is aligned and doing her thing, balancing and speaking a little bit of truth to the devil, to a Capricorn, addictions, to imbalance, our spending and injustice, or spending and injustice of karmic or kids draining his finances. Addictions to winning, speed demon, thrill seeking, all addictions, a death wish, a slow death, slow roll, the gurgle before death. The King of Wands sends kids or karmics away to face his imbalances and to come out about them. The divine masculine is looking back or going back to intuition, to secrets, to keeping quiet and having been seen and not heard in his childhood. Disconnected and powerlessness, going back to free self, find his sovereignty, his true connection with self, and his passions. And that was at 11:30. So the romance angel cards were let friends help and free yourself. All right, so time to take back control of your life. 11:30 is Justice and the Four of Wands, the home, celebrations, family, or union. So around the divine masculine, or how he's seen, is the Queen of Swords with her hand on the lever, the slot machines, sudden events, Drama epiphanies ended for bliss. Now comes overspending at home, refusing to move or to work, trying to get Excalibur out of the stone to use it on the divine masculine. Epiphanies help to release the pain of union or home or celebrations without loyal servant. The Queen of Swords, Sagittarius, or Drama Queen, Queen of Wands, karmic could be mimicking or taking divine feminine's information and doing her own video to get attention and fame, or karmic just home not working and bored until causing more drama to end the pain in order to get that bliss fix. The charge of the pain when it releases, and the cycle repeats itself on, back and forth, deepening the wound, twisting the knife, circling the drain. Clear blocks, divine masculine of depression, hopelessness, and perpetual grief. Arrogance comes without option to sustain this perpetual grief. Depression, feeling like a failure, falling from grace in knowing after having pretended not to know, thus arrogance. Right? That's a good cover, right? So insecurities, manipulations at the workplace, being foolish, lacking faith in a marriage or commitment or contract, or Taurus with a dark past and no options. The divine masculine in perpetual state of grief to prepare self for the inevitable deaths to be. All right, so someone preparing for grief before it actually ever happens, which we all do at some point or another. And then love comes up. The only card from the numerology deck that came up today was love. And it was reversed, which means it was even more significant than if it were right side up. So the end of family cycle, suddenly someone is kicked out. The Page of Swords with a message of light, the karmic not working to align, all business but not work, likes the money to spend, not earn. Karmic at home with the King of Wands wrapped around her little dark pinky of death. As long as he leaves her everything, she's fine without him. Until death do us part, so she'll work him to death. Then she's free to do what she wants. The Page of Swords, sudden message, or a message that causes sudden jealousies, karmic transition in rejection, and disconnect, dumping all attachments that no longer serve. The King of Pentacles reversed, ungrounded and or greedy or losing money and status, and someone in a jealous rage. The Page of Swords or Empress taking her power back, her gold coin, Kohan, magnetizing it prior to a new life. Bowling for dollars came up, as well as the Jerry Lewis telethon. The Empress playing hardball, allowing the momentum to build, right? And I think that's paralleling to the advertisements they were talking about, right? When they do these telethons and things like that, they really know how to build up the momentum. So the union and the home deceptions, working through discomforts to let go and then repair, fix things, right? Go back and make restitution. The wounded warrior has a coming out party. Final judgment or news of the Emperor and the Reason, the divine feminine's heart. The E-Tower, news at 7 and 11. Reaping rewards of her Emperor's heart. Third-party gossip over indulgences without joy, in need of help, or called an opportunist, yet with destined dream family, ultimate legacy. Or the divine feminine may be said to be overindulging their kids who never learn, assuming kids of stable families are spoiled. And that can go both ways. It's 1203 of the Hangman and the Empress. That someone of a family of means has parents that overindulge them. And it can be that way, but also can be the opposite, where the parents withhold all luxuries outside a comfortable home, bed, and food on the table, or forcing kids to do what the parents deem good for the child, even if it goes against the child's nature, actually harming them, taking them away from trusting themselves. Expressing feelings in a marriage or heated exchange with a Taurus and an Emperor or Aries, or kids in a debate with their parents, their boss, or religious leader about bad behavior, not learning lessons, poor students, bad habits, destiny, good luck, and wealth and legacy. Feelings exchanged about poor students and victims and addicts. Someone being told that God is your destiny, religion, God or religion or establishment is your destiny, whereas the Emperor is your family and legacy. The mother is the fate, the father is the manifester. The world is a deceptive place. And this is another thing where parents or religious leaders, someone telling their kids this. The world is a deceptive place that can leave you lonely, abandoned, out in the cold, destitute, or someone is telling the divine masculine that the sealed divine feminine will deceive him and abandon him. Patient angel suffering in silence, yet keeping it together as the Queen of Pentacles, or the karmic is telling him that she's his saving grace, or the divine masculine with his religious confidant debating who the divine feminine is, or that the divine feminine deceived him, but the karmic has been his angel of mercy despite suffering in silence. Lies and split of the King of Swords reversed, looking back or going back at the Queen of Swords indigo reversed, destined to be challenged, a cross to bear. So someone can have a child who has issues as well that they have to deal with. Reflecting the Hermit, coming out depressed in a bold move to get out the message of truth, of higher self, and announcements of the divine feminine's heart. Impatience, rejection, conflict, and lies of indigo child, which is also like the Magician card. Insecure and manipulative. The Queen of Wands, as the King of Swords reversed, is destined to ascend, challenged by his cross to bear with the situation he's in. Going back to reflect and come out with a message of truth. The Queen of Swords depressed, message of truth. And then I was getting final answer. To be. To be. The High Priestess and Batman. The Emperor and the Divine Feminine's heart. Coming to get Rapunzel out of that damn tower of hers and put her in her proper place. Being herself at the top of the heap. On a quest to keep third energy away from family, the King of Swords reversed, dumped or purging, crying or overwhelmed, pushed to the emotional limits by Leo, ego, or needing to be strong, or greedy or just ungrounded in loss. Dark Knight pulls Excalibur for one last push, and done. Voila! Heaven in her eyes, dreams come true, quest of the beast to get the King of Pentacles ungrounded, to make his vibration low in order to get his third energy again. In death of family cycle or family unhappiness in a death or transition, the King of Swords reversed in a split, purging hard labor, as well as Atlas and synchronicities galore. All right, so that was the read. And then I'm going to go through the 12 signs for you over here, but I want to collect the mini deck first for you. So just give me 1 second to pick them all up. So there's a lot of, scenarios coming up around wounding that need to be cleared still. And for anyone who it does resonate with personally, put your comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe as you deem fit for yourself. If you need any of my information, it is below with my my website and my address are in the details below. And now I'm going to switch up to the 12 signs over here. Let's see here. I think you should be able to see them there. And don't worry, I'll make sure you know what the cards are. So we have the 12 signs, okay? So these are the underlying energies. This is the bottom of the deck and the cards underneath the bottom of the deck. And then we start in Aries going across to Pisces over here. So these are fire signs, earth signs, air signs, and water signs. And then these cards are pulled for everyone. This is what's on the bottom of the deck here is the Seven of Swords after the underlying energies at the top, because they were actually the bottom of the deck. But just so you know that that's here as well. All right, so while I'm shuffling for the signs, the underlying energies, starting with the the bottom of the deck that's showing here with that Seven of Swords, right? So there's still some of that risky business energy that's been coming up this weekend. We start there with the fire signs at the top there with the Four of Swords, which has to do with rest and quiet, meditation, you know, just keeping to yourself. Also 5D meditation for fire signs, but just needing rest and getting it for a change, that is probably a good thing. But there's, you know, the energy for the fire signs is a little bit on the low side, all right? Because we have the Star card reversed, which has to do with depression, loss of hope, and then Leo has the Ace of Cups reversed, and then Sagittarius has the Devil reversed, which is actually detoxing, so that's good. But it can be really extreme before the detox actually happens. So that can be kind of iffy right there as well. So let's see what we get first for the fire signs. All right. So for Aries, we have the Star card reversed. So definitely getting through some depression there. Loss of hope, not dreaming, not healing, maybe just a temporary reprieve from that. All right, so we have, you know, and this is like what I was talking about in the read about the temporary bliss. So this is like the worst over because you feel the bliss of the swords coming out, but then you have to deal with reality again. So it's about going through cycles of this to keep getting that bliss feeling back, so keeping yourself stuck in old patterns which don't serve you, instead of working through the difficult feelings after this and getting to the reality and then getting past that in order to find your true happiness, okay? But then justice comes up here as injustice, and then here is after the battle. So after the battle, the injustice of, you know, you get the bliss, and then you have to deal with reality. That's the injustice of this coming up. This is for Aries. But the battle is over, but that doesn't mean the war is won, okay? So this could be a temporary reprieve, and it's really not just, okay? So there's some depression that the war will never end because the battle's over, but the war is still going. Then we have Leo with the Ace of Cups reversed, which definitely can be a breakup. It could be someone who's been dumped. It could be purging. It could be vomiting from going out last night and drinking too much. It can be peeing a lot if you have issues with that. All right, and there we have that reiterated with the Ace of Cups reversed again. The Swords is reversed as well. There's definitely a split here and the burden of it. Okay, so cleaning up after the mess of ending these things. These could be pending new beginnings as well. But it's a lot of work to get there. Okay, so really purging it out, which doesn't have to be a negative thing. This could be something you need to do. This could be ready to cut through all the BS and not take it anymore. But again, it feels like a large burden to you. This is Leo. Oops, we dropped the card there. Oh, I don't know where it was, but that was that. The Ace of Cups reversed, which is already out there. So now we have Sagittarius, which is the Devil reversed, which definitely wanted to come out quickly. We have the Three of Swords reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, which has to do with healing and forgiving, but then we have not offering love, though. So are you really forgiving and healing if you're not willing to offer any love or still feeling jealousy or insincerity? Or maybe healing and forgiving someone who doesn't deserve the healing and forgiving, although you always deserve, you deserve it to give it to yourself. There could be someone who's still refusing to give love, right? Even though you've healed and forgiven. But that's coming up for Sag. And the Knight of Swords wants to come out too. So this could be the messenger of truth, giving your truth. It could be a little bit harsh, although he is upright, so he is in his truth. Also could be the Knight in shining armor coming in to help heal the one who's refusing to give love. Okay, so that's Sagittarius. They could be going through detox, so healing from detox, so not ready to give love. But here's the messenger of truth offering. I mean, it could be giving him more to heal, or whoever the Knight of Cups reversed is, but just someone who's not quite ready yet because they're detoxing and they're working on healing themselves from the truth. Then we have the earth signs, which is topped by the Three of Cups, which could be really positive, right? People coming together, joy, celebrations, just friends hanging out or hanging out with your kids. But it's very positive for earth signs today. For Taurus, we do have the Chariot reversed. They could be stuck, or they could have issues with a car, or maybe they had to get somewhere but their trip was canceled, or their car broke down so they didn't get to the party or celebration, or they don't have a car to get there and thought they would, but there's some kind of interruption there. They're, you know, unable to go forward in a bold way. Definitely stuck. All right, so for Taurus, 4 cards are coming out. We have 3 of Wands reversed, 6 of Pentacles reversed, the Devil is upright, and then the Page of Swords, which was the end card in the read today. So this is going back, looking back at the past, or going back to the past, about the imbalance, the inequity in a relationship with the Devil, right? Insisting on staying with the Devil, like Tide Sea, the masculine is chained to the Devil. And this could be a feminine who feels like they were chained to the masculine. It could be a divine feminine or a karmic. But either way, there was imbalances in the relationship. Somebody was taking more than they were giving. And maybe someone who talks a lot as well. This could be a child too, who's always get their input. It could too be that this could be like his inner child also, like the angel and the devil, but just the inner child on his shoulder. And this is showing the divine masculine. So it's like him kind of like talking to himself while the devil's trying to be the devil, you know, all hard and poker face. And here's his inner child saying, no, that's not right, that's not right. But anyway, there's imbalance here, looking back, and of course looking back and going back to the past, going back to a devilish situation, a codependency, addictions, even though he told himself not to, right? Going back to those old patterns, all right? So that's keeping them stuck in a holding pattern for Taurus, right? Going back to maybe a very social atmosphere, because that was what they were used to and didn't want to leave their social life or their social circle. Staying in a bad relationship because of their social circle, or the perks they get out of the relationship, right? Those are addictions and codependencies. And then we have Virgo beneath that, which is that Knight of Swords. So it could be the messenger of truth. Could be just like me giving you a video today, you know. So take a deep breath. The Knight of Swords for Virgo. All right, so this comes out as the Empress reversed, the Ace of Pentacles, and then the 2 of Wands. Okay, so this can have to do with someone feeling out of sorts. They can be in lack, they could be in miscarriage, or it can be an older person, you know, a parent that you're taking care of as well. This can be offering a new life to your twin. And this could be definitely a masculine choosing the left, the divine feminine, and the divine feminine still willing to offer even though she's in lack, or is with a parent who she needs to take care of. But this could be two coming together trying to work something out. And then we have the Star card after that. So it's actually looking up for the Virgo energy here and speaking their truth. The Empress reverse can be anyone, because it can be divine feminine, can be a karmic, can be a mother, mother-in-law, could be a boss, a grandmother, you know, any of that. So anyone who's not in their Empress power, and she could be nasty too. Or it could just be someone with, you know, an old person with illness. But it could be someone who passed as well, who left an inheritance. Here, offering that inheritance to help you choose a path of your dreams. Okay, so that's a really positive message. Then we have Capricorn here, which also has a very nice energy with the 6 of Cups there and the 3 of Cups, how loving it is. So Capricorn has very loving energy around them today. So it could be a social event, just something small though. Could be just hanging out with your children or going to a party, a shower, those kind of things on Sundays. Okay, so let's see what comes up for Capricorn. All right, we have the Queen of Cups and the Journeyman, or the 6 of Wands for Capricorn. The Prisoner is also coming up, so there could be a hostage situation here. Feeling trapped, because you see that they're not facing each other, okay? So this is the Queen of Cups doing her own thing, but the person on the journey is going the other direction, but going into a trap. Okay, are you going to let yourself fall into another trap? And that has to do with marriage or commitments, all right? Are you going to bind yourself to another thing that doesn't serve you? I'm going to put that back. All right, so there could be another opportunity someone's trying to get you to take, but is it right for you? Well, doesn't look like it. There's deception there, okay? They may be saying, oh yeah, this is all you have to do, get you to sign a contract, and then you're sucked in to do everything that you didn't want to do, but it's too late now because you signed. So that's Capricorn, so just be careful. Let's see here. But overall for Capricorn, it looks really good, but it just looks like this, be careful of an opportunity of falling in the same old trap. And it can be with your kids too, right? When they're all loving and all of a sudden they want something, so they're really loving to you. It could be as simple as something like that as well. Then we go to the air signs. We have the Two of Swords reversed up at the top. Sorry, it was just my daughter and her friend walking through the house. That's why you heard some noise, if you heard it at all. Air signs. So the Two of Swords up at the top. Gaining clarity in a situation, finally getting enough information to make a decision. The Gemini has the Hangman reverse, which is in the awakened state or the aha moment, or it could be someone with a big head as well. But Gemini's coming up with, let's see here. All right, we have the Judgment card, the Hermit, and the Ten of Cups reversed. So that could be definitely be a definite end of a family cycle, in an awakening. This could be hearing a masculine hearing the call to action as a hermit or Virgo person, shedding light on the situation or the announcements. This can be Aquarius energy, but there's definitely the ending to a family situation. Or this could just be a family that's continuously unhappy and there's nothing you can do about it, so kind of turning away from that situation and focusing on awakening, helping the masculines awaken, all right? So that could be Gemini. It doesn't look like someone with a big head, although it could be. It looks like more of an awakened person who has more information now. So, and here we have full transformation, the Dark Knight, but it's full transformation of the Death card. Someone may have passed, but it may have been a good thing if someone was suffering for a long time in order to allow the Gemini the new beginning, okay? Or offering a new beginning to a Scorpio. Okay, so then we have Libra. It has the Wounded Warrior card upright. Along with that, having received new information enough to make a decision and get clarity. All right, so this is what Libra has. We have the Queen of Wands, the Family card reversed of the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands reversed, and then the Four of Cups upright. So it has to do with the Queen of Wands and a dysfunctional family or family loss. So it could be literally a loss of a family member or loss of money, or just, certain people in your family difficult to deal with. But then family, or just a family lineage or a trait of not expressing their feelings, right? So they were taught not to express their feelings. And this is trying to ground and integrate without expressing feelings. Like dealing with family like this and trying to ground and integrate this loss here, yet no one's expressing anything. So how do you deal with that? But dealing with it on her own, which is good. It is the Wounded Warrior, so it's very much about someone who's deeply wounded and ready to give up. The Queen of Wands is coming up reversed on Cancer, so she could be a fire sign with Cancer in her. And then the Libra could be dealing with the dysfunctional family. That could be the karmic partner for the masculine, but the dysfunctional family not expressing their feelings, and the masculine trying to ground and integrate all of this. So it could be several different situations, but it's the Wounded Warrior coming up. So ready to give up, but still guarding all your wounds. So it's not about giving up. It's about surrendering. To trust, to have faith in the universe that all will be well. And then we have the Aquarius has the Strength card reversed. Right here. So with decisions and clarity. So let's see what comes up with that. That could be needing strength and courage. So there's definitely a breakup or lack of affection here. somebody not able to connect in the 5D, right? So a feminine or masculine not reciprocating in the 5D. We also have the Emperor coming up here. So that could be someone in a breakup just needing to rest, right? Maybe it's an Emperor. They could be an older person who has some health issues, especially after a breakup, you know, so they just need time out to be quiet and go within. Or again, this is the masculine trying to connect with the feminine because they need affection, but realizing that they're not going to ever get the affection that they need in the 5D, that they need to come together in the 3D. All right, so that's so that could be ego death, you know, and conceding to the divine feminine, but it could be just needing the courage and the strength to reach out in the 3D. Here we have the sealed divine feminine who's been rejected. Okay, so that could be the end of that, you know, the other side of that story. But again, weakness as the strength reverse can be not taming your inner beast, right? And being overly egotistical. But the Emperor's upright, you know, he's in control. But that may not be a good thing because the Emperor reverse is out of control. When you're out of control, that's when the release happens. When the fall happens, it allows you to be free. So that is Aquarius. Now that information's in, the Aquarius may feel more inclined now to reach out to their divine feminine. So then we have the water signs, which has the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, so getting real about the situation or dumping all the attachments that are no longer serving you. But the Cancer is the Queen of Wands reversed. So she's either really pissed or just ungrounded or just exhausted and dumping what no longer serves her as a Cancer person. Or it could be a Cancer who's got this energy in their space. All right, so this is stuck in your feelings without peace. Hanging out or in limbo, trying to find wisdom in the situation or another perspective. And this could be in not using your intuition, right? Because this is reversed, because say this person doesn't know how to use their intuition, or that there's passion here, but it's more like 3D passion as opposed to a higher love. And also could be about a secret coming out. So no peace, trying to find peace. Maybe just hanging out, trying to find peace, but not using their intuition, not knowing how to center themselves. Okay? Especially if a secret has come out. So this could definitely be Queen of Wands, pissed or just tired and just trying to find a new perspective on things and how to release things they've been attached to for a long time in the aftermath of destruction or sudden events or epiphanies. Then we have for Scorpio is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so there's the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So Scorpio, that could be overworking, it could be not working, or that things aren't working, or now that you've aligned, you don't have to work anymore, that you're done now. So this is Scorpio. And that's very Scorpio. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Magician reversed, and then the Death card coming up here. So this is the loyal servant, always ready to help and move forward, the Dark Horse as well. But they may be dealing with someone who's got insecurities and are very manipulative. And this person could be ignoring them, like they want to help. Maybe they want to get ahead, but maybe they have a boss in their situation who's manipulative. And just ignoring them. Or this could be the Scorpio who's ignoring this person. That could be Virgo or any other earth sign, really, energies, right? Trying to be loyal and faithful, but that the Scorpio is ignoring them. Maybe there was past manipulations or insecurities between them. So now the Scorpio's not seeing them as a potential help, okay? The Scorpio's focused on new passion. But it's not working, though. They're overworking it because they're trying to manipulate the situation. Could be two friends, too, that had some kind of manipulation come between them. Could be that two people like the same girl, that the passion or a new job, a passionate job, was offered to the Scorpio and not to the Knight of Pentacles. But maybe the Knight of Pentacles feels like the Scorpio manipulated their way into getting this new job or this new passion. But it definitely looks like it's more work-related than relationship, okay? Then we have, there could definitely be a death situation as well that came up in here, but it could be more of an ending. I'm not getting like a person who passed, but it could be this magician who passed. But then I'm not getting someone who people really cared about, because he may have been a very manipulative person. But maybe in the wake of a death of this manipulative person, that then there is light. There's new passion coming in for these workers here. So that could be a good thing for both of them. All right, and then this is coming up too. So they could be inspired by what happened, the events, whatever events happened, whatever full transformation occurred. Then we have Pisces has the Wheel of Fortune. That's probably the best one of the day. Pisces with the Wheel of Fortune. Dumping all of their burdens and their attachments that are no longer necessary for their highest good. All right, so this is the Wheel of Fortune for Pisces. We have this guy coming out too. Next card, okay? So this could be performing, okay? Or just, balancing the daily grind, but keeping their energy high at home or in union or in a celebration or even a marriage. But here this could be a celebration where they went out with friends and then they overindulged a little bit, so not feeling so great today. Or this could just be, third-party situations, gossip, overindulgences, whatever the overindulgence is. And then when you don't feel good, you end up going back into your sadness and feeling sorry for yourself, or grieving, right? Not letting go of the old to see the good that's right in front of you, because you overindulge, whether it's drinking or other stuff. It still always makes you feel bad afterwards. It's just a temporary fix. But I think that's just from being out Saturday night, okay? But ultimately, you're happy with yourself, okay? So just don't let the negative addictions and codependencies cause you to come into any arrogance. That's the only danger there, because that wouldn't be your normal energy there. So then after the read, we have, and this at the top, there was like resting, so you feel better when you socialize with friends and making it lighter than usual. It's not like a big, I'm not getting huge parties or anything like this, but just small social gatherings or just friends, to get new information and to get more real about what's going on in your life, and let go of stuff that you don't need, or friends even that no longer serve you, who just cause you to feel miserable. So down here at the end for everybody, then we have the Tower reversed. I can move this a little bit for you. The Tower reversed is here, and then the Queen of Cups reversed, the World reversed, and then the Temperance card upright. And then I'll show you these cards as well. I'll pick them up in a minute, but I want to clarify these. So the Tower reversed is why for everybody. It's in the aftermath of sudden events or epiphanies, some drama. All right, so these cards are coming out for that area. So we have the Sun reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, the Nine of Swords, and then the Wheel of Fortune, which is related to Pisces. So this Queen of Cups could definitely be a Pisces reversed. So maybe just out of sorts, like I said, if you're out drinking last night, which would make sense for a water sign. Or it could just be feeling sad or depressed after sudden events or epiphanies came in. Okay, this could be the King of Pentacles, could be sick or drained, may have lost money or status, or just feeling ungrounded in the aftermath of events, right? This could literally be an illness, or the kids are draining him. But also suffering, crying, purging going on, stressed at night in destined events that were meant to happen. So it's like you kind of have to like push through this because you know it's meant to happen. Or that like getting out this crap in order for now something really good's going to happen, right? So getting the crap out of the way to get the really good stuff. And that's connecting with the Pisces here, which has been getting really good cards lately. Then we have the World reverse, which is not quite complete. Or maybe you've completed your cycle and now you're starting a new cycle again. Or it could just feel like your world's upside down. It could be Seal Divine Feminine as well. But this is the energy that's coming out, very positive here for the angel in that world. We have the Page of Wands, the Fool, the Knight of Wands, and the Hierophant card, all on the World reversed and the Temperance card there. So that's very positive. Very inspired energy, very young energy, could be kids inspired. We have 1 inspired going forward, and then 2 coming back to meet with the inspired one. And that could very much be the Page of Wands as the feminine, and the masculine coming into his leap of faith, leaping back to the past to come meet with the feminine, and coming in with passion, even maybe with a friend. And then we have the Hierophant here. So it could be a Taurus person with fire energies, or it could be someone who's planning a commitment. Okay? Or maybe even just discussing religion in general, you know. But either way, it's a beautiful energy, a meet. And this is very much with patience and in order maybe to help complete a cycle. Okay? So then I'm just going to go through these last cards that came out as well. So the mini deck, I just put it down, has the strength card on the bottom upright. So I ended up pulling a lot of cards because they kind of kept going. But after the Temperance card there, we have these 3 cards of the King of Wands, the Justice reversed, and the 4 of Cups. So the King of Wands, you know, can be angry about the injustice he's going through. Could be really tired and exhausted fighting injustice as well. And this is grounding and integrating it all. Maybe stop fighting for the injustice and just be happy instead. Maybe trying to ground and integrate all that, to let go of it. And then we had come out, so this is a bunch of cards. I'm just going from the bottom. Then the Queen of Swords with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, both of them reversed, and then the 3 of Wands upright and the 7 of Wands upright. All right, so this could be someone who's lying, who's verbally abusive, or holding back truth. All right, could be part of this family. Okay, someone who's, they're dysfunctional in general. Maybe it's just the way they are. Maybe they've lost money recently or lost a family member, so they're kind of out of sorts. This could be someone giving the family the silent treatment as well. But then we have someone being present and standing up for themselves. So this could definitely be the Divine Masculine finally standing up for themselves to family and verbally abusive people. It could be childhood issues too, bringing them up to clear them. All right, and then we have, let's see, the next 4 are the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles on either side with, oh, we have 5 here. And the 9 of Pentacles, and then we have the Hierophant reversed over here in between, getting in the way, you see that? And then the King of Swords there, in between these 2. Very interesting. So it could be mediation here. It's a very balanced pattern, you see. So it could be a child mediation, right? So this could be a counselor, mother and father and child, and the counselor. And they could have a religious person there as well. Maybe just a spiritual counselor. Or someone who can think outside the box, or this is a religious leader who should not be here because he's dark and he's abusive. And none of these people are addressing that. All right? Or they could be talking about this person. That's kind of icky. Right? So they're all pretending like everything's fine, except you see how obvious this is? Nobody's talking about the elephant in the room. All right? There's an abusive situation here for sure. Unless it just has to do with religion, right? Because they're not agreeing on what religion they're supposed to be. And there's a child here who needs guidance and trying to come to some kind of consensus here. But they're all upright here. So they all have good intentions. But this may not be a counselor. This may be someone who doesn't agree with what they say for his child. Maybe it's his parents. And the child's more like them than him, or that they have made her that way and he doesn't agree with it. He feels like she should have her own choices if she wants to be spiritual. All right, so that's definitely coming through there. Very interesting. Okay, and then the last cards that came out here, let's see, the Lovers reversed, the 8 of Swords reversed, the 5 of Cups upright, the Knight of Cups reversed, and then the Journeyman, okay? So this is definitely either a breakup or a lack of affection between people. This is a prisoner released, right? So if someone broke up, someone feels like they were released from prison, so it's a good thing, but then also grieving. right? Because sometimes when you're in a long relationship, even though you don't want to be in it anymore, you're grieving the old. It's hard for you to let go of the old patterns in order to see what's good in front of you to connect to the new, or just feeling sorry for yourself. Could be PTSD after being in prison. Okay, whether it's real prison or not, it can be just as real a prison when you're stuck in something you can't get out of. Okay, and then here's not ready to give love, or jealousy and sincerity issues, just not ready, right? Because they're grieving. And when they're ready, then they'll get up and head forward on their journey. Okay, so definitely could be talking about just people grieving and getting past some of their issues. Okay, I hope that was all helpful for you guys. Like I said, it's Sunday. Have a great week, you guys. Drink your water, get your rest. Be in joy the best you can. Don't beat yourselves up if you don't. If you have a good cry, have a good cry. Rise and be loved. Bye.